Archimedes' death ray. There are many apocryphal stories about Archimedes, but the other most famous one involves the siege of Syracuse during the First Punic War. During the siege, it was said that Archimedes used a series of large mirrors to focus the light from the sun onto oncoming Roman ships, setting them ablaze while they were still in the water. This has been referred to both as Archimedes' heat ray and his death ray. It's a popular story that lines up with people's belief about the brilliant inventor. However, the earliest references to this death ray came 4 centuries after the war. Even then, it was only stated that Archimedes set fire to the boats, and the author didn't specify how. Still, the theory seemed somewhat plausible, and numerous attempts have been made to create this event using only materials that would have been available at the time. Despite the best efforts of Mythbusters and other teams trying to recreate Archimedes' invention, they have been universally unsuccessful. Even though it's theoretically possible that it could work, the logistics of aiming the mirrors perfectly at a moving target make it incredibly unlikely that this really happened. Archimedes was killed during the siege by the Romans, so if he did have some clever way to make his death ray work, then the plans died with him. William Tell's apple. Everyone has heard the famous story of William Tell and the apple, but for the people of Switzerland, it's much more than that. The legend goes that after refusing to remove his hat, the tyrannical Habsburg bailiff Albrecht Gessler ordered Tell to shoot an apple off of his son's head at a distance of 120 paces. If he failed, they would both be put to death. Tell loaded his crossbow, counted out 120 paces, and then fired, taking the apple clear off of his son's head. When Gessler asked why there was a second arrow in his jacket, Tell said that if he killed his son, he would have killed Gessler next. This is the part most people know, but the story goes on from there, with Tell being imprisoned, escaping, assassinating Gessler, and helping lead the rebellion that led to the formation of the Old Swiss Confederacy. Naturally, Tell became a national hero, but there's one problem. Not only is this story a complete fabrication, there's no evidence that Tell actually even existed. The first account of this story was written hundreds of years after it happened, and the author got the date wrong by 16 years. If that wasn't damning enough, another story, written over 300 years before this allegedly took